So guys, in this video, we are going to learn how we can deploy our React.js applications to Vercel. So I have a basic React.js application that's running on my local host 3000. So I'm going to deploy this application now to Vercel and show you step by step how we can do this. So stay tuned till the end of the video and subscribe to the channel. So guys, to deploy this application to Vercel, first we have to push all our code to GitHub. So here I am in my GitHub and I'm going to create a new repository in GitHub, which I'm going to name it as Vercel deploy. And I'm going to create this repo in my GitHub. So once I've created the repo in GitHub, I'm going to run all these commands one by one and try to initialize my code that's in my Visual Studio Code with this GitHub repo. So let's copy this command one by one and go back to the terminal in our application, and I'm going to run git init first. Let's clear the terminal, and the next thing is I'm going to run a command that is git add. So this is going to add all the files to the repo in my GitHub, and we are going to commit all the changes that we have in this application by running a command that is git commit. And next thing we are going to do is we are going to create a new branch in GitHub that is main. So I'm going to run this command over here. So let's clear the terminal once again and let's add the remote origin. So when we push the code to GitHub, so it appears in this repo in our GitHub that is Vercel deploy. So I'm going to run this command once again and clear the terminal. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to push all this code to GitHub. So I'm going to copy this last command, go back to my terminal and hit enter. So now all the code has been pushed to GitHub. If I go back to my GitHub and refresh the link, I should be able to see all the code here in my GitHub. So now we will try and connect this GitHub repo to our Vercel account, and we'll see how to do that. So guys, let's go to Vercel now and deploy this GitHub repo to Vercel. So I'm going to open a new tab and search Vercel in my search bar, and then I'm going to visit the first link, that is vercel.com. So guys, once you have logged into Vercel, you should be able to see a dashboard that looks something like this. And in this dashboard, we are going to create a new project and deploy our React application. So to create a new project, I'm going to click on add new project, and then this will take me to the window where I have to import my Git repository that I've created in GitHub. So I'm going to click on that, add my GitHub account. So because I'm already logged in into GitHub, so it's taking me to another window where I can select the repositories which I want to give access to Vercel. So I'm going to select the repository that we have just created. So I'm going to search here Vercel deploy. So once I select this, I can go and scroll below and install this into Vercel. So once I'm done installing, I should be able to see that my GitHub account has been linked here in Vercel, and I'm able to see the repo that I've just created in GitHub. So I'm going to import this repo into Vercel. So as soon as I click on import, I'm coming to this window where I can deploy this application. So here it's a drop down to select what kind of application you are trying to deploy. Because we are trying to deploy React application, so we are selecting create React app. We don't have to change anything in the root directory. We don't have any environment variables to update here, so we don't have to do much here. We can simply click on deploy, and as soon as we click on deploy, it will start building the application. Probably it will take some time to build it, and let's wait until it's complete. So once the application is deployed, it's going to say a message, congratulations, you have deployed a new project to Vercel. And it is also showing the preview of the application here. We can go back to our dashboard after the deployment is done. And here in the dashboard, we will find a link here where we are able to access our application online. So if I click on this domain that Vercel has created, so I should be able to access my application here. So good thing about Vercel is that it's connected to GitHub Live. So if I push any updates in my code to GitHub, they will go straight to Vercel. You don't have to do anything about it. It's all automated. So let's try and do that. I'm going to make some changes in this application and push it back to GitHub. And we'll see that Vercel will automatically pull all the changes and deploy it to this link here. So let's go back to Visual Studio Code. So here in the hello world, I'm going to just add a text here that is, this is my revised application. So we have made a changes here. I'm just going to push all these changes to GitHub. So now all the changes I've pushed to GitHub, now I can go back to Vercel again. And if I go back to the dashboard and refresh the link, I should be able to see here that my project is building again because I've made changes in GitHub. So these changes are automatically detected by Vercel, and it's trying to deploy those changes on Vercel. So we are going to wait again until it builds the application. So now the build has been completed. So we can go back to that link again. And if we go back, we'll see that this is our revised application that we have just made changes on GitHub. So this is how we deploy our React applications on Vercel. If you have any queries on this, you can leave in the comments. I try to answer all the queries. I'll see you in the next video.